Hello, and nice to be here. I'm John Wheeler, Senior Software Engineer at Ocado Technology in the Barcelona office. I come from Brazil, but I'm currently living in Barcelona for about 3 years. And I work in the software industry for about a decade so far. And on a personal side, I like to play chess and I like to juggle flower sticks. Some key takeaways from the talk is when you have a large monolithic microservice that is hard to work with, how do you decouple into more cohesive modules that will enable your teams, your engineers to work more actively and to be able to parallelize the work better? So the talk really consists in using concepts of a hexagonal architecture to drive this process of decomposition. So that's a good question. For the unit testing of use cases and the domain classes, the classes from the domain core, we try to focus more on testing from the use case classes only and not focus on the inner class that compose the core, with some exceptions. When the logic being performed by a class in the domain core is too complicated, a good example is a class that is handling with mathematics and is doing different functions, then we may decide to unit test just that class. Otherwise, for normal business classes, we set our unit test boundary at the level of the use case. So one unit test is going to span multiple classes in a single test. This is aligned with the Detroit style of test-driven development. Good question. The size of a port is really up to the team. Alistair Cockburn, when he came up with this pattern, he didn't put any pressure or he didn't put any opinionated view on the size of a port, but his original examples were a much more coarse port size, so a port representing a system with multiple methods. Our vision in our decomposition was much more fine-grained port. So we try to create ports that have one single method, a port that does only one thing. This is following ideas from interface segregation principle, which is one of the pillars of solid principles. The package structure, we try to follow a package by feature approach. So not using the package by layer. The common style is controllers, services, the technology which is representing. So we try to move away from that and use package by feature. So there will be one package representing domain related to a payment, for example, a package with things related to some sort of authentication and other different high-level concepts of the domain. And then inside of the package by feature, we just split into two more packages, domain and infrastructure. The domain is going to have the inside of a hexagon, and the infrastructure is going to have the infrastructure adapters from the hexagon. We don't use the nomenclature application package, which is commonly seen in domain-driven design project. We removed that for simplicity and to make the software more lean. For 2023 and beyond, the tech horizon is getting really, really hot. And the technologies that make me most excited, as I am a Java guy, I think it's Grau VM, and in particular the project Loom for virtual threads. I think this will completely revamp the concurrence landscape in Java. But also a trend in technology that is getting really interesting and catchy is the FinOps side, because now all the companies are trying to save money and all the companies in the market are trying to cut over-expensive cloud services, over-expensive parts of its business. So it's really focused, 2023 is really gonna be a FinOps year, and this makes me really excited. Yes, so my work, I would say that this year, has a really big relation to sustainability. As I'm working in the observability, which is observability team, especially developing FinOps dashboards to help the organization cut costs, but as a result of cutting costs, it increases the carbon neutrality, it improves your carbon footprint, it decreases. I think the job I'm doing directly impacts the carbon footprint of the company I work for. Chill on the Beach has been a great conference so far. My experience has been very pleasant, and I would like the opportunity to thank you, all of you behind the organization, also Luis and Rowena, which has been a point of contact with me. I'm loving the city of Malaga, and the conference is just full of very talented speakers, and the audience as well. I had the opportunity to do very insightful networking, and it was really grateful so far. Thank you.